Welcome back, y'all. It's so nice to have you with me on this journey. Today, I'm going to share something deeply personal, my journey to self-love, and how poetry, specifically in my writing, became my sanctuary, my voice, my healing. And if you've ever struggled with self-acceptance, if you've ever wondered how to reclaim your voice, your heart, to remember who you are, this video is for you. Poetry isn't just words, it's a mirror, a reflection of who we are, who I am, who we were, or who we're becoming, who we're remembering ourselves to be. And for me, it was a bridge that led me back to myself. So, grab a cup of coffee or tea, which is what I prefer. And let's talk about the power of words and the healing of self-expression and the path to self-love. Our stories always start with our childhood, our early years. And these are some of my struggles in my early years of self-love. I was born into a tumultuous home life, and I had to struggle with a lot of things. Something that saved me was my near-death experience, and it opened up a channel to love itself within me, a direct line. And even though I had writing to help, I often felt like I wasn't enough. I had to earn love. I had to shrink parts of myself into expectations that truly never belonged to me. And maybe you felt that way too. There were times I let my worth be dictated by external validation, by relationships like my family, my friends, just a community I was raised in, a very small one, and the achievements I was expected to do and have and to live up to, by the way others saw me in that. But inside I felt this terrible emptiness, like I was disconnected to something essential, or being pulled away from something that I knew to be essential. And that's when I turned to writing. I mentioned it before, but I didn't know it at the time. But each word I wrote was a tiny act of reclamation, no matter what it was, whether it was free writing that turned into stories and poems, but it was a reminder that I had a voice. And even if no one was listening, yet anyway. Poetry became my healing space. This book that I'm writing, A Path to Self-Love, a healing journey through poetry, started back then. And poetry always allowed me to say things I couldn't say out loud. It gave me a place to process, to grieve, to celebrate, and to forgive myself and others. And slowly it became a form of therapy. One where I was both the healer and the one being healed. One of the first poems I wrote shifted something in me. And as I wrote it, I felt the realization of everything sink in. That I wasn't broken. I was just unraveling. I was peeling back layers to find the version of myself that had been waiting for me all along. You know, that's the thing about words. They can either imprison us in our pain, grief, or they can set us free. And I chose to set myself free. I chose freedom. I chose love. I chose my gift. So anytime I ever felt like the world was just falling apart around me, or I was stuck in this vortex and the world spun like I was stuck in a tornado, I always went back to writing. You know, I never set out to write a book, either one of my books. At first, I was just writing to survive, to make sense of my emotions. But at some point, I realized these words weren't just for me, you know. Maybe someone else needed to hear them too. You know, compiling my book of poetry together was one of the most vulnerable yet empowering things I've done, along with writing my other book, my story, Love's Miracles and the Misery. It forced me to face my own reflections, to honor my growth, and to celebrate my resilience fully. This book, you know, isn't just poetry. It's a map. It's a guide to anyone who's ever felt lost. Whoever needed the reminder that they are worthy, that they are whole, and that they are enough. And isn't it so interesting that we forget that? And that we need reminded over and over and over again. And I don't mind being that for you. Because I had others to be that for me until I realized I could be that for myself. Through this journey, I've learned 3 very powerful lessons about self-love. You are not broken. Healing isn't about fixing yourself. It's remembering who you are. Your voice matters. Even if you think no one is listening, speak your truth. Someone needs it. They need it. There are billions of people on this earth. They need it. And love starts within. And no amount of external validation will ever replace the love you can give yourself. And if you take anything from this video, let it be this. You are worthy of your own love right here and right now, exactly as you are. So if this video resonated with you, I'd love to hear your thoughts. You can message me. You can send them in the comments. You know, have you ever found healing through poetry or writing yourself? Let's start a conversation. This life is about being together, being one. And if you want more poetry and self-love reminders, or behind the scenes of me writing my book, which is launching in about a month and a half, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell, please. I can't wait to continue to share this journey with you and to learn from you and to hear from you and to do this together, because that's why we're here. We're here to do this together. And so, until next time, take care of your heart. You deserve it. I love you.